solutions, their focus, and what they enjoy.
Interesting.
And then that will funnel to their channel and to their landing page of their products and their offers, etc. Hopefully be able to feather in some promotions or some, attractions and hooks in there visually and others. One person, she suggested that on her channel, she would offer 6 months free, so she says people register for a month to my channel. And if we get at least 50 subscribers, maybe, whatever. So things like that. And then I also offer solutions. I'm in the Canadian, I offer a lot of solutions for Canadian government here. So we do a lot of, basic transformations. But now I'm going to once again pivot into offering an 8N solutions as opposed to what we were doing before. So that's me.
Cool. Yeah, I love that.
My biggest concern, actually, my biggest challenge, if you ever have a place for me to help out, is once I have a configuration. So I'm still in the self-hosting type of thing, but I'm likely to be hiring somebody who may be able to do it Friday, where I need an installation, so that I can. My solution needs the biggest thing that I see all the time, right, is people unable to create their subscription loop, so that if they have a solution, they push it, and then they need the user subscription OAuth management loop that pushes it back to the application. So I think that there's a big gap there. So maybe I can, suggest that at some point that's part of the discussion. So that'll be me for today.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Sounds like you got everything figured out then. I was expecting, some troubleshooting stuff, but you're in the right spot for networking as well. So this is great. Cool. So, Christina, what's up? And we got Clyde. Clyde, I can turn on your microphone. And Mensa, do you have any questions? I can turn on your microphone if you want, Mensa.
Hi, this is Clyde. Hey, Kurt, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. If nobody else had any questions in the meantime,
yeah,
I actually was going to post in the group, but never got to it earlier today because I'm still playing around with the faceless video thing, and based on last week's session and the post you made with the using the live video or like the Kling, for example, was playing around with that and made some headway, but realized that at least the way I set it up, I had an issue of consistency, the characters from scene to scene. Did you run into that and have any thoughts?
So you and Danilo in the group are getting to this point with that automation, and we talked about it yesterday in another live call in my brother's group, and Danilo's in that group too. But basically, you guys are getting to this point using that automation where now you're, the whole point of it is speed, right? Automating in general, we want to solve a time issue so that we have more time to do what we need to be doing. And where you guys are at with this particular automation is you want to get to a quality level with your content that I don't think this automation is really going to produce, right? And so how do we bridge the gap between what this thing can do and where do we want the content to be? And so I was showing Danilo some stuff yesterday. He should be joining up in the call today, but basically, especially models like Kling, they're going to rely on a good base first before the video is generated. And right now, the images being generated in Flux with the Flux Realism model aren't necessarily the highest quality. I like using the Flux realism model because they're fast, they're cheaper, and I like the, realistic people. But playing around with the Flux model, playing around with prompts, playing around with different Kling models, and then ultimately using the automation as a base template and being able to, produce images or short clips and then drop them into the automation, not necessarily have the automation run all the way through and produce everything. So for example, have it run, have it produce all the images, maybe with the Flux Pro Ultra model. Then you could take those images out into another app like Magnific and upscale them, drop them back in, then run them through Kling, stuff like that. So you guys are at this level where you finish the automation, you're trying to up the quality. So now it's just a matter of how, building into the tool, how can you use it and still produce quality kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Sure. Okay.
Because there's other chains we can build into it. I built this one, posted it on YouTube. Ultimately, these one and done kind of one button click automations aren't really where the future of content creation is going to go. Everyone's going to be doing it. Content quality is going to get better. How can we get better at doing it? And so ultimately the purpose of this automation is to teach you this so that you can build in, your own chains that work for your content and stuff like that. So that's my only real answer to that question, because that, ultimately people get to this same place. How do I up the quality of the automation? Well, you kind of maxed it out already.
All right, got it. Yeah, I was just basically looking for your thoughts, and if there's anything else that in run with, which I do have a few. It's just playing around with it, but just your response is giving me a lot of food for thought. So
yeah,
back to the
exactly. Exactly, yeah. And so the latest N8N video I posted too, just a last thought on this. The latest N8N video, if you look in the classroom, actually I could show you real quick. And Christina, I can turn on your microphone in a second. Let's see. So this one, can you see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So this one is the last course module I put in here, and it has the full step-by-step to build this N8N thing. But I also built the Airtable, the Airtable base connected to the make scenario as well. So essentially what this one is the first part of the AI automated faceless story generator automation. It's the not the first part, it's the second chain or third chain where it generates the image in Flux. So this is just that chain running in Airtable. But something like this, right, you can use as a separate tool for image generation, choosing models, upping quality. You can build into this one the video generation, then run automations from this one into the AI faceless story generator, update that one with the new, higher quality images, and then run those all the way through. I know that might sound like a lot of confusing stuff, but that's just potential here. Clyde, you're at this level where you pick this up so fast. So now it's time to innovate, right?
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Oh, that's good. Thanks for the input.
Cool. All right, Christina, turn on your microphone. So I'm going to turn on your mic, and then you'll come into the video chat and unmute yourself. Oh, you got it. Hey.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. It's been a minute since I've been able to revisit this.
Yeah.
but it's actually the same issue I messaged you about. I don't know, was it 2 months ago? A month ago?
Months ago. Okay.
Yes. I have not been able to get this one make scenario back online. And it's the same error that I showed you, which is, what's the error called?
Let's see. See if I can find our.
Even just try to run it again. It's so weird because it was working and then now it's not. And I have okay, it's 100 zero auth exception is what it says. Invalid parameter.
So let's see. I pulled up our chat. Invalid parameter. OAuth exception. Yeah. So Instagram for Business. And I think I would need to see your automation run and see what's hitting this.
Do you want me to? I have
If
the
you don't,
log.
yeah.
If I can put that in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, this tells me the error, but it's not showing me what modules might be doing what, because something's missing somewhere.
I wonder. It's so strange because I didn't change anything about this and it was running perfectly. And then all of a sudden it started to have this issue.
Yeah, the only thing I think of is that it's part of your meta environment that's something's disconnected. So we'd have to dive into that, tackle that. We could do that now if you don't mind sharing your screen publicly.
I don't mind. Let's see. How do I do that here?
Should be a window in the chat window. There should be a button
in the chat.
In the video chat space.
Okay. Is it under the? Not under the settings. There's like, oh, okay. Oh, fun. I have to go into my system preferences and allow this to happen.
Yeah, I just dove back into the meta stuff yesterday, and it is such a nightmare to work with. So many different windows and business applications and all this stuff.
All right. Now we'll share. Oh, it's gonna make me
restart.
Maybe. Let me see if it'll work without having to do that. No, I have to restart Telegram.
Yeah. Okay.
I will be.
Okay. Cool. Let's see. Mensa, do you have a question? Just hanging out. All right. Your mic is on.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Oh, cool.
Oh,
cool.
Wait, Mensa, Christina's back. I thought she was going to take a second. Let's finish Christina's question, then we'll come back to you. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Cool. All right, Christina. We can see your screen.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So I should have done this before I logged on today, but when I messaged you, I had gone in and re-established the connection.
Mm-hmm.
And now it won't actually let me do this.
So Instagram failure. So let's look at your scenario with that Instagram connection in it. And just click on one of the modules. So you have your Facebook connection. You got 2 in there. So an account ID, all the connections look good there. So it's 2. It looks like you have 2 Facebook pages, essentially.
Why is it like that? And it won't show me like the full.
If you click the 4 arrows, the expand box next to the question mark, in the name bar, the pink name bar, where you would close out of it, there's a button. Yeah. So
really the same name. How is that possible?
2 duplicate connections, and so there might be some cross communication here, something happening between, you might have one selected and the other one is the active one, something like that. So you would check this in your Meta business account.
I keep going into this.
Did you say you hate going into this?
Yes.
I know.
I'm not a fan.
That's funny. It's funny. All right. So on the left, your Meta Business Suite, there's the drop down with your Rolling Raccoon business profile. And you have your Rolling Raccoon illustrations, Facebook page, and Instagram account there. Click on that. Looks like we're already up there. So the connection to the Facebook page and the Instagram looks good. I think if you reestablish this connection in Make, so in other words, delete both or all of your Facebook, Meta, and Instagram connections in the connections panel and reconnect it.
Okay.
Because it looks like with these duplicates, we don't know what's what. It kind of looks like they're both authorized, but Instagram's not connecting to one or the other, and so that might be the issue there. Try that out first.
Okay.
And I'll answer Mensa's question and we can come back.
Okay.
Cool.
Do you need me to stop sharing?
Glad to have you here, by the way. Yeah, go ahead. Stop sharing. All right, Mensa, what you got?
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Just want to say a few things first. Congrats on the school. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah. Congrats. I think I first came across like the idea of automation and whatnot from I think it's a Steve Pope, right?
Stephen Pope.
I think
yeah.
Well, yeah, it came out with some awesome thing, but it just being exposed to it was just way too much. But the idea, I love the automation idea and everything, and just maximizing time and whatnot. The second thing is thanks for the school and everything, and
you're welcome.
The automation, I appreciate it. I did get as far as I think just generating the story, and it just kept. It was probably maybe in Make, probably like 2 tier, 3. Probably the first 2 tiers worked, but then the third tier, it would just stall on something, and something just wasn't populating. But so that's pretty much my issue.
So you're talking about the AI faceless story generator?
Yeah, the faceless AI story generator, and goodness, I barely got the mic working. I don't know if I can share my screen.
Yeah. Have you posted any screenshots in the troubleshooting section on the school page?
I haven't yet. So because I've been away from it for a few days, and I was like, yeah, I'll come back to it. But I think I did notice. You could let me know, and then I'll go troubleshoot that. And I won't hold everybody up and whatnot. But
Okay.
on the in the stories, in Airtable in the stories section, I'm going to run it again because I've been away a few days. I'll probably have to go back and authorize some of my connections and whatnot. But the problem came when I went to generation, and it would generate the text, and then in generation it would get to the point where I could what's the drop down? I could generate image. What was it? Yeah, I'd have to. Generation actions. I'd have to generate. I don't know. It gives the option to generate the image, audio, where it starts to sort of generate each single movie.
Right.
But it wouldn't generate. It wouldn't produce like the actual. It wouldn't produce everything. Like I could actually try to run it now and take a screenshot and jump back on or something.
Yeah, so all these generation actions, we have generate image, audio, and video, and they kind of depend upon the automatic settings. In the stories table, when you set up a new story,
full
and
auto,
you choose,
right.
You choose the automatic settings. For testing and running through this, you should probably set it to manual. Actually answer this first. Did you build this from the step-by-step, or did you download the templates and blueprint?
Yeah, I downloaded the templates and then watched the video for like troubleshooting after I input I went all the steps and input, all the API keys and whatnot. It's probably something like that. I probably forgot some JSON, probably forgot some a URL or something in the JSON data.
Yeah, so so you can test if it's generating the images, audio, or video, right? So you would create a new. There, my screen share's popping up in a second. There we go. So you'd create a new story, set your settings, choose the writer, choose the style. Get your story in here, set this to manual, and then hit generate. And so that'll pop in a manual story. That way it's not trying to automatically run and maybe cause errors somewhere and then cause the whole thing to error out. So it would be set to manual so you can run each of these operations individually to test each of the chains.
Okay.
And each of the chains, right, we have 3 chains, one for generate image, audio, and video. And let me share my whole screen so you can see this. And so that's going to run down the generate audio chain, generate image chain, and generate video chain. And so you can see where it's actually failing. If it's failing on the audio, something with your credentials, something with Airtable. If it's failing on these HTTP modules, then it's something with your file.ai credentials, right? And typically where people fall short or have, the hardest thing to get in there is reestablishing the connections to your Airtable modules and then reinserting the information into the modules that gets, for whatever reason, Airtable modules don't save the stored information. It's probably a security thing, transferring blueprints to other people, right? So getting the information back into these modules, and I have all that in the tutorials, but you'd have to come in and reinsert all of the information. So in this one, you're getting the ID from this module, and you're getting the images URL from this module. So if you're not getting images back into Airtable, but it's running through, then it just means, and same thing with audio and video, if it's running through but you're not getting anything back, it just means you haven't reinserted the information into these Airtable modules.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta
a couple
take
things to try out, but you can always post up in the troubleshooting section stuff like this too, because little troubleshooting stuff might be smaller than you think, but always bring up the question in the group chat too, is other people might have the solution that I don't, that somebody else ran into, so we can try that later. But if you want to give it a run through during the call and come back, we can do that too.
Awesome. Thanks, Kurt.
You're welcome. Oh, there's Danilo. Cool. Mensa, you can mute your microphone. Let's see, Danilo and Abhishek. There you go. Your mic is on, Danilo. You're welcome, Mensa.
How's it going?
Going good. What you got today?
I don't know. Just here to look.
Hanging out. Yeah.
To see what people have.
Cool. Yeah. Denis is in the call today. He's looking for some networking. We can all collab on some cool stuff he's talking about. And we got Abhishek. What you got, Abhishek? I can turn on your microphone.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. So
Your mic is really quiet.
Hello.
Yeah, really soft, like you're far away from your mic.
Check the device.
Is it better now?
Little better.
Yeah, so finally was able to fix the Airtable issue.
Yeah.
I took the help of my friend. He lives in Sweden, so I use his card for that.
Okay. That's an easy fix.
I'm through the faceless generator right now.
Yeah, I can still barely hear you though.
Sorry, some issue with the mic, I think. So, has anyone really checked how much does everything cost, like for one video that you generate in this workflow? Have you ever calculated that?
I haven't done any calculations per video, but so each video with this generator is, my primary goal or business isn't content creation, so I just don't spend time on figuring out costs for that kind of stuff. And most of the tools I use, I try to use the pay-as-you-go model. So I haven't calculated out the cost, but for each video, the output cost is only a few cents, 20 cents at the most, but then you factor in the monthly subscriptions to 11 Labs, Airtable, and you can get away with the free plan on Make. So, I haven't really calculated that stuff out, but if you're not trying to produce a high volume, it's just a few cents. And maybe, I think Danilo has probably used this automation more than me. He could probably answer that better on how much it costs per video.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know how much, but I've used multiple other automations, like to make faceless videos, YouTube, and this is the cheapest one so far. There's other ones.
Sweet.
It also depends on the model you use. That's
Right.
the main. That's the main key. Because if you use the mini one is super cheap. But
Yeah.
so far, I think I put roughly $5 to $10 in OpenAI. It lasts, I don't know, I've done maybe 30, 40, 50. It still have like $7 left.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
super cheap.
OpenAI is super cheap. The JSON to video costs, I do the pay as you go. So I pay $50 and it gets, I don't know, 2,500 credits or something like that. And that lasts a while.
But it is better to use the monthly one. It's a better deal. You get more credits.
Probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
If you want to use it a lot. If not, do the pay as you go.
Yeah. Does that answer as close as we could, Abhishek?
Yeah, because I did create a YouTube channel. I used AutoShots AI for that. So I create the series, then I delete it. So through that, I'm able to create two videos for one day, for each day.
Yeah.
So I was trying to use this flow there when I finish it. So
yeah, cool.
I was wondering how much will it cost.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Any more questions? I think, Christina, how's it going on your stuff?
My favorite thing. It's weird because it's trying to make me log into Facebook, not Instagram.
Right.
And so I have my personal page, and then I had way long ago, I had a bunch of other business pages, which have since been deleted, but they are all showing up. And so it's trying to connect to everything, even though those don't exist anymore. And
nothing goes away in Facebook.
To try to deselect everything other than what I want it to select. And now it's giving me an error.
Yeah, so most likely that's part of the greater problem. So the entire Meta Business Suite is connected to your personal Facebook. You have to have a personal Facebook and be live on your personal Facebook to even use the Meta Business Suite. And so if you have all of these other connections, it might just be a matter of cleaning all that up, streamlining everything, organizing everything. I had the worst time doing all that for myself in the Meta Business Suite, but that might be some of the first steps, making sure all those connections are streamlined, and then that might clear up some of the weird connection stuff in the automation.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm just confused because I already deleted it. So if I go into my Meta Suite in general for my regular Facebook page, none of those other things exist. Unless they I don't know how, I went through and deleted all these and now they're back. I don't know how that's happened.
Yeah, actually, we got my brother in the group. Maybe he can jump in and answer this. Christina's working on her Facebook Meta connections, and she has a bunch of business pages that she thought were deleted, and everything's kind of a mess. So we're having connection issues with Instagram and the Facebook page to the Instagram page and stuff like that. So how does Facebook handle Facebook pages, deleting Facebook pages? Where do they get stored? What's going on? There we go, Scott. Your mic is on. He just jumped in and now we're bombarding him with questions.
I was actually working on that on one of my other things with that right now, but yeah, so that's so the most common time I run into that issue is when you're connecting your Instagram pages to any third-party app. Sometimes there's a duplicate page in there, and a lot of times you won't see it and you'll have the wrong one connected. So when you're integrating through the Meta suite like that, double check if you're seeing two of the same pages on there. Sometimes that's the issue.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing in Make, and so that's what I think is the problem. But Yeah, that's probably it, Christina. My brother knows this stuff. He's the content master.
Yes, I will go down the rabbit hole of trying to figure out how to actually like delete these other pages so it's like not doing that. But I swear I already did this, and now I have no idea how to actually delete a business page.
You shouldn't really have, because I have like hundreds on mine too, and that shouldn't really be the problem if you have a ton of business pages on there. But like, so if I were, so like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Repurpose.io, but like if you were trying to set up Repurpose.io, for example, and you're trying to like log in and connect the Instagram account, and then you're going through the Facebook process, and then you get to this section where you have to like check, you have to check the Instagram account, and then you have to check the Facebook business page to make sure they're both checked. But it checked by default, it checks the wrong ones. So that's been the issue for me. For anytime I run into the issue, that's usually the issue.
Yeah, I went to try to do that, and it gave me an error. Like within Facebook. Because when you do it, it says continue, and then you can edit access, and then that's when you can like select all of your.
I'll try to open it on my screen, and then I'll share my screen, and it might be easier. Just a sec.
Yeah, I've stepped away from Facebook stuff for a while, but I just got back into setting up business stuff for WhatsApp and trying to create business pages and stuff. It's not my thing.
Yeah, the Facebook changed their back-end systems. Like since I've been doing this stuff, they've changed their back-end systems like 100 fucking times. And it just makes it worse every single time.
Yeah. I mean, they've changed it even since I've been doing this stuff. By the way, Scott's my brother. He's got a background in digital marketing and all kinds of stuff. So he knows this back end stuff pretty well. I just make cool stuff.
Let's see here. Yeah, now I can't find it.
Yeah. I was in there yesterday trying to figure it out. It's all different. Well, I think that's the next step, Christina. Just dive in there, try and sort it out. Long conversations with ChatGPT. The best thing is to just paste in an entire Facebook, go to some Facebook page, go to some Facebook meta documents, paste all of that, copy the entire page, paste it into ChatGPT and say, what is this? And you'll get some things sorted out that way.
Gotcha.
Okay, I got it here. Let me pop my screen on.
All right.
All right, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so if you come to your settings, where did I go? Settings? Is that where I went? Yeah, settings. And then once you get to the settings page right here, if you come up to the business integrations, and this should pop open like some of the different apps that your page is connected. And you'll have to do this through your actual personal page, not the business page. But this will show you like some of the different apps that your page is connected to. And if you go to view and edit, then you can kind of scroll through and make sure that the proper pages and different stuff is checked. A lot of times when there's integration issues, like it comes from this right here, like the wrong things are not checked or it's not able to access the right things. So you want to make sure that like everything that's supposed to be checked is checked. The Instagram account is checked. The Facebook pages are checked, and it can access, you know, all the stuff. And then that's it. A lot of times, so if I were to be looking at this and I'm looking at my SkillQuest page, sometimes there's like a duplicate SkillQuest page, and the wrong duplicate SkillQuest page would be checked. And so sometimes that's the issue.
Okay.
At least for me, when I run into that kind of stuff.
Thank you. That's helpful. I actually know where that is too.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, there you go. And so, yeah, getting into that Facebook stuff, that is a pain in the ass.
Super. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
All right, so we got Mensa. What's the take on quality versus quantity? So we talk about this a lot, especially in my brother's group. It's, you know, content creation, quality versus quantity. Some pages, some niches are going to do better with more quantity. Some pages, some niches, some channels are going to do better with more quality. So it's going to depend on, you know, your niche, your audience. And so a lot of these automations I build are the main purpose here. We were talking about this. Clyde was in the chat a second ago. He was asking me, well, how do I expand this automation? How do I make my video content quality better? And Danilo, same thing. You guys are at this level. Danilo just left, I think. So Mensa, it's about, you know, deciding what your niche is, figuring out your audience, and really doing the research on what is actually working, what is making money. If you're trying to monetize your account, what is out there that exists that is actually performing, and then trying to copy that. If you're trying to succeed in a niche that is just, you know, garbage trash, and that's what people want to see, and it gets high volume, high traffic, then you don't really need to produce high quality videos. It's going to be overkill. But, you know, if your niche is more high quality edits, even if they're less than a minute shorts and they're just really well produced, and that's the niche that you want to be in, then that is what you're going to need to go for. So the short/long answer is it depends.
Usually
Scott has some input on this too, for sure.
My take is usually quantity is better in the beginning, because that's going to start giving you an indication on like what's getting better traction than others. So if you're able to create a lot of content, a lot of stuff, test a lot of different things, then all of a sudden you'll be able to say, oh, like this video in this niche is getting more traction than the rest. And then you start focusing on quality once you have a clear direction on what you really want to lean into.
Yeah, and so that's what, you know, the bulk of my automations that do these button click to final product videos, they're really for prototyping, not just prototyping your content, but prototyping your niche, your channel, your audience, and figuring out what works.
Yep.
Cool. Well, this might be a short call. We usually get a couple more people, but it might be it for today. Wait a couple seconds. Scott, you got anything?
Well, your mic was off for a while. When you were like, I think you were talking, but you were silent on the call yesterday. But how far away are we from, like, when I was talking about the AI agents where you could like send them a tutorial and have it be able to reproduce like nuanced workflows?
I mean, I've started the build, right? But it's getting something to be usable is going to take so much user input. So eventually, I mean, within the next few weeks, I'm going to put a agent out in the group, and I'll give you the link. You can throw it out in your group, and people can just start interacting with it and see what it starts to say and what it does and what it knows and stuff like that. And so that'll, we gotta essentially train it, and in that regard, figure out the kind of language that it needs to I'd have to build into the documentation that it reads and build into its programming, essentially, what it's every time there's a nuanced case, what it's going to do with that. If it's going to just say, I don't know, or if it's going to say, let me send this to another section and figure this stuff out, right? So I have it, it's ready. It's just going to take a while to actually build up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because, I was just kind of like asking, like in general with any, like, because I know OpenAI or ChatGPT is launching some version of a chat or a AI agent here pretty soon. I'm not sure what all it's going to be able to do, but like, yeah, just like the technology in general, because there's not really any AI agents like anywhere that are that good. Like some of them are okay, but
well, that's the thing. Like for something that can perform tasks like that, it's going to take a lot of building. And right now with the AI agents that are coming out, they're just segments of that. And so people are going to start to put those segments together into a whole sort of task manager, or, something that can perform multiple things.
Yeah.
So I'd say within the next month or
That's
two.
Pretty fast. Yeah. I was just thinking like this year, hopefully at some point.
Oh, this year. Yeah, this year is going to be nuts. I don't know if you saw the NVIDIA presentation. NVIDIA has just taken over everything also. And so they basically told us what to look for. It's agentic AI this year, and then physical AI next year, like self-driving cars and robots and stuff. So it's gonna blow up.
Crazy.
This is what Ray Kurzweiler predicted. This, I don't know if anybody's heard of Ray Kurzweiler. He predicted so many things. He predicted the iPhone, like he predicted all these trends, and he had this prediction that in the 2020s, computers would hit this point where computers would make computers better, and then computers would be better than humans. And we like, this was in the 50s or 60s, and we're like right to the year on his predictions of when this AI is going to hit this point of singularity. Dang. Singularity, yeah. Mensa, that's right, singularity. Yeah. Bottleneck or the API calls? Wanted to jump on?
Huh?
Just wanted to jump on and find that out?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what you guys were talking about.
Yep, just bullshitting.
Nice. I'm just dreaming of the day that I get my army of AI agents and I don't have to use VAs anymore.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm trying to build them. So Mensa, the API calls. So what's happening for the most part across this landscape is people are getting a hold of these models, people are getting a hold of these agents, and they're building all these little SaaS tools that, they're trying to make a living off it, trying to make money off these little things that are all these people are using the same models and the same AI, language models and image models and all this stuff, right? All these tools that are coming out are using the same models. And so what it takes is really just going to the source, finding these models and finding the services that are running the original models and building these things yourself, whether through automation or, coding. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is find ways around using all of these subscription services with this automation eventually, or hopefully the goal is to just teach people how to use this stuff so that we hit this level of everyone knows how to use a computer, right? Now it's everyone needs to know how to use AI, and then it's everyone needs to know how to interact with AI agents. So I'm just trying to bridge that disconnect between, I have some people trying to learn this stuff that have bought a computer for the first time this year, and they're trying to learn agentic AI automation, which good.
The huge
great
opportunity is like when I first got into internet marketing, it was like kind of where the AI stuff is now, where it's like broad and everyone was just kind of trying to figure things out. But then where the opportunity came is then it's like, okay, well, you have all these different facets of digital marketing, but then within those facets of digital marketing, you specialize in a certain niche. So it's like, all right, so I specialize in running paid ads for chiropractors, and the next guy specializes in paid ads for dentists. Right. And then so AI agents will kind of be that same way, where like if you can build a custom AI agent specifically in a certain niche for a certain demographic of customer, like, yeah, there's going to be a ton of opportunity there.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of specific agent for a specific customer, Danilo, I don't think he's in the voice. He's typing down here. Danilo, can you hear me? I don't see you in the voice chat, but I built you your WhatsApp agent, and it was a pain in the ass. Yeah, so that all of these companies are pointing to that too. AI agents, what they can do, and that's where and why N8N is taken off over Make, is because they have the agent nodes built in. You had to sort of, every time you wanted to do any kind of agentic work in Make, you had to rebuild it, but now it's just one node in N8N. Drop it in, you got your agent that can access different tools. So yeah, it's getting big. The other big one for conversational chatbots, stuff like that, is going to be Flowise. That's blown up.
I haven't even heard of that one.
Yeah. Well, if you guys have any more questions, we can take a look. Otherwise, we can call this chat. Future outlook, problems or concerns. Concerns, my concern is that I'll be left behind. But that's just how this stuff is, right? If you're in it, you know nothing kind of thing. But the only real people that are going to be left behind are the ones saying AI is bad.
Yep.
Cool. Well, Mensa, we could take a look at that if you want to. Yeah. Simulate or die. Own a cell phone or die. We're at use AI or die.
Yep.
Well, we can hop off of this call, and Mensa, I can chat with you real quick on your troubleshooting there if you want. Yeah, let's do that. Cool. I'll see you guys next week. and let me know what comes up in the group.
Sweet.
See you later.